So this week of Willow Creek Reimagined, I used the empty lot Potter's Play to do a challenge for a group I am in. So I'm going to just read you guys the rules so you can understand what my limitations were. So all shipping containers in the challenge had to be 12 by 4 squares. You can't remove the walls of the containers, but you can place extra walls within containers. So like placing archways and doors are fine. You can place as many containers as you want as long as they have those 12 by 4 dimensions throughout. The outside of the home must have a container pattern, the vertical lines from Eco Living. If you want exterior trim, an invisible floor on every container. Place an invisible floor on every container so you can add them. So you'll see that later on in the video when I get to the trim part. For the height of the house, you can choose between a short or medium height wall, but make sure once you choose that wall, it is the same throughout. And roofs aren't common in these types of homes, so please do not use them. And then I posted the picture of this to the group with the hashtag container home, which I also posted on the gallery. So with this home, along with those rules, I decided to really focus on using Eco Living materials and base game. So it's just Eco and base game for both wallpaper, landscape, furniture, windows. Every choice was one of those two. And you're going to see I really did keep in with that challenge of mine because you see those. I didn't break the walls. I used archways. So there was that difference. And I will say that I wish when you either enlarge an object or shrunk an object, you were able to really manipulate it. Because I really would have loved that archway to just been one long single archway. But there is nothing like that in the game. And it drives me crazy. Like, yes, I can shrink a rug, but I can only shrink it in the way the game allows me to shrink it. I wish you could just manipulate it, I guess is the word I'm saying. Yeah, I would rather be able to manipulate it. So, my ideal with this house was really to have it be a bit quirky and fun. So I started off with the blue and green scheme because those are my two favorite colors. I absolutely love green and I love blue. My boyfriend, that's his favorite color, so I wanted that combination. And I was really thinking of just what can I do in this house to not only make it functional, but to really utilize the space well. Because 12 by 4 isn't a lot of space when you think about it. So like the idea of having to fit beds and having a sitting area, it was very complicated. So there was a lot of manipulation. I also wanted to give them some outdoor space, and so I was playing around with that. So I have the canopy in between the two boxes on the first floor and the one box off to the side where the office is and the guest room. And then I decided to make on the second floor, you'll see I'm trying to make a grassy area, and then that's going to be the main bedroom. I still wanted this to be a fully functioning house because in my mind, I'm kind of building this for a fun eco-sim who likes to entertain. So I was kind of keeping that in mind and trying to make it so you could have those crazy parties for your storylines or whatever you wanted them, and that's how I was playing with it. You'll see I'm doing a lot of manipulation because this was a lot of trial and error, and that is okay. Like on the last video, the whole point of this game is to be fun. When it comes to building, you have to really think about that as well. It doesn't just have to look nice, it has to work well in the game. Because if a sim can't use the house, then the beauty of it does not really matter. So I was really keeping that in mind. And you're gonna see for once I chose different patterns. I went for kind of an industrial feel with the kitchen to kind of go with the eco idea. I also kind of like what we did because it's like a butcher block counter, and I figured that would work really well with someone who is eco-friendly because you're reusing the wood, and it can be used for multiple purposes, which I like. I will say for this challenge, I decided we had the choice between the small and the medium walls. I went with the medium just to give it that feel of container height, because containers are not tiny. So that is what I chose to do, and so I was also trying to play into that height, and you'll see here when I was making the kitchen, because I wanted to have giant walls of cabinets, and I was trying to find not only the right color, but I was trying to manipulate it so that the vent could be covered in a very nice way, if that makes any sense at all. And I think I did a good job of like matching the two grays. You know, they're two different counters, which annoys me. It's like, you give us a counter, please make it so give us both the bottom and the top. I mean, I know the top counters are somewhat useless, but they're aesthetically pleasing to me, and I would like counters and to match my cabinets. So like these industrial ones, I would love to have cabinets that match. Island living, give me cabinets that match. There are so many. You see, I'm still kind of doing the eco living here, playing around with stuff. I think I have a few things in here that aren't eco or base game, but so if you panel this, once again, don't worry about it. Yeah, it's just literally the bread and the dishes. Don't worry about it. You're only going to miss two things. That's nothing, and that actually would give you more counter space if your sim decided to be weird and was like, no, I only want to cook directly from this counter, which I know my sim does. Like, I will give them all the counter space in the world, and they'll use just like the tiniest, farthest counter from the fridge and the stove, and it drives me insane. So I made the downstairs very light and airy, and I kind of want to keep that feel going up here. I figured this is like the master in a sense, because it's really the only true big bedroom. So I decided to go grand with the bath. And so I did counters, I did shower, we have a tub. There's a toilet, obviously, but it was just all plain. And then I decided with the second far room, I wanted to make it like a studio in a way where they could work and go to that eco feel. So they had not only the fabricator, but the candle making station. They have an easel, so they can be creative, which is what I really liked and wanted to go for. So yeah, and I will say that this is one of the first builds I have done in a while. I'd probably say since May, where I haven't been using like a floor plan or a picture for inspiration. I kind of looked at a bunch of container homes and was just to get a feel of them, and I noticed a lot of them like to stack them in weird, funky ways, and I kind of used that as inspiration. And then inside, I noticed that they used like a lot of wood paneling and tiles in their home, so that's the feel I kept going into this house as well. And I kind of wanted to have fun with it. You're going to see now, like, I'm starting to realize, hey, I think I'm slightly getting this right now. Like, this is the part of the build where I began to feel a lot more confident. Because I kept feeling like nothing was getting done. And then once I realized, hey, I'm actually decorating now, and I'm using that upper floor, like, this isn't that bad. So, yeah. This was actually one of my first challenges I've ever done. Which is crazy to say, because I've played The Sims for years. I started when I was young, took a break, came back about 2, 3 years ago, and I've been playing non-stop ever since. But yeah, see, I'm in full decoration mode. Which is crazy. I was like, no, this isn't gonna work. It does. And I was playing around with the plants and stuff. So I was like, that was a nice, fun entrance to do. But yeah. So, as you can see, I'm just finishing up the inside. And then, once this inside is tackled, I'm actually going to do the upper floor, that little green area outside the main room, and then I'm going to do the back. And I will say that some of this is a bit extravagant for the backyard at least, but I was having fun. And as you see, I realized, oh wait, this wall color doesn't work for that, so I have to change it. So yeah. Moving stuff, I added the recycle machine. I think that's, yeah, the bug where you can grow your own meat. So I was playing with stuff to see how it went. And turned out okay, not great. And that's alright. So from here on out, I am really just doing outdoors. I wanted some color. Some awnings to kind of darken the entrances. I used greenery to kind of give a break. But then I realized I wanted a pool, which I know is extravagant, especially when you have water right next door. And this is supposed to kind of be like a starter home. But I just couldn't help myself. And I know someone who's probably ecologically conscious may not have a pool, but it is what I decided to go with. So that is what I chose. Which I know is crazy, but I am okay with that. Yeah, that's my little rant for my craziness. I will also say, if you are a builder, please test your evening lights before you post anything. Because when I first started building, I found this beautiful house, and I downloaded it, and there were lights missing in rooms. There were no lights outside, and I was in Willow Creek, and while there's streetlights, it got dark in the house, and it was just a pain in the ass to play. So please make sure you do the lights. Also, when you're landscaping, my best thing to do is I just say feel it. If it doesn't look right, change it. If you think it looks good, go for it. I mean, a lot of what I do with landscaping is trial and error. It may not look like it, but I'm constantly thinking, does this work? Is it okay? Do I need to move something? Is that alright? And I will say, for this build, I want a lot of the white plants to kind of contrast the darkness of the blue and the black. And you'll notice by now I changed the house yellow because when I looked at it, I felt like it was too dark with the green, and the green with the green container, and then the greenery on top of that roof on the second level. So I decided to turn it yellow to help make that greenery pop even more. So yeah, just adding the final touches right now. And you'll see it's double checking those lights, and you'll see it's just a simple house, but it's fun. and this is what it's called on the gallery. It's called Container Challenge. It is 2 bedrooms, 2 baths. It's a pretty good, decent price, and yeah, I'm pretty proud of this one.